All right, thank you so much for staying with here on the SportsMax zone. We're going to head across now to the netball court. Well, Manchester Spurs repeated as champions of the Red Storm Flavors Netball Jamaica Elite League, beating St. Catherine Racers in Sunday's final 48-35 at the National Indoor Sports Centre in Kingston. Their shooters Chantal Slater and Giselle Allison led them to victory, ably supported by captain Shanika Johnson, who was also named tournament MVP. Well, this is their third title, and Captain Johnson joins us now on set to discuss her team's success. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Happy you could join us in studio.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, congratulations. What a win. And how difficult was it to defend your title? Did you feel pressure going into this season?
Yes, initially, because especially with the fact that we did not lose any match in the first round. So it felt pressuring because our spectators, they expected a lot from us, and we wanted to ensure that we really, gave them what they were looking for and what they expected from us.
One of the things I noticed about the Manchester Spurs is the mix of the youngsters and the experienced senior players, if I'm to call them that, and how they were able to gel with each other. Did you notice that, and did that make your job easier as captain?
Most definitely. I mean, I'm just going to thank God for the bunch of ladies that came together. It's just amazing. The teamwork, it's great. We started out with ensuring that we built a bond. Yeah. And I think that helped us. I mean, we supported each other. And with the humility that everyone has as a team, it was really easy. It made my job easy as a captain for the most part.
Yeah, and the losing captain, unfortunate for that team, Abigail Sutherland, when asked about the loss, she said it because it went down to 16-5 in the opening quarter, and it was had to catch the Spurs. Is she onto something? Did you feel as if you had the advantage from that point?
Yes. To be honest, I was surprised because we thought we would have gotten more competition. But, at the beginning, they led by 2, I think 3-0, thereabout. And we didn't panic because we know that we're going to come back. But after that, I thought that they just dropped their shoulders and just allowed us to step over them. And I expected more since it was a final. I wanted it to be like nail biting.
I saw the coach on the evening before the match, Jodianne French Kentish, expressing confidence that they would be able to topple you in the final. And based on her narrative, it sounded to me, as you just said, that it was going to be a gripping final and close final. How do you assess their falling away? I know you are a top team and you would have put pressure on them, but tactically speaking, what do you think would have been the reason why they fell away in the last part of the match and didn't offer you the kind of challenge that you were looking for?
Well, tactically, because we know the main players. Abigail Sutherland, the captain, she is the person that feeds the circle, and she does it well. So one of our strategy was to ensure that she was locked down. Also, they have a tall shooter, Tracy Ann, and in the defense line, we ensured that she was locked down. So most of the time, when the ball came down, it was hard for them to get it into circle, and they got a lot of hell balls. And I think that got into their mental state, yes. And it totally threw them off.
Yeah. What about the fact that the tournament was televised, the playoffs and the finals, semis and the finals over the weekend, live on SportsMax? How much did this add to the attractiveness of the tournament, you think?
It was good because you have persons who were not able to attend. I know we have a lot of persons overseas excited to watch. So the fact that it was televised made it, wide scale. So it allowed the game to be broadcast so persons could see the talent that is in Jamaica. So I think it was good.
Yeah, I want to point out as well that SportsMax at the moment also shows the ANZ Premiership in New Zealand. And we know that there are a lot of Caribbean players involved in the Suncorp League in Australia as well. How appreciative do you think, Shanika, would the fans be, television viewers, of the fact that they are now getting a diet of netball on television that they wouldn't have had 4 or 5 years ago?
I think persons are really happy for it because even the ANZ, we're able to watch it online. We're able to get up, use the app and to go on to see, to keep abreast of the girls that represent Jamaica that are down under. So I think it's really good because we get a chance to see them and then discuss it when we meet. So it's good.
Yeah, and how inspiring is that for players in the elite league and players who probably themselves are pursuing or aspiring to have professional contracts, because England, New Zealand and Australia are the 3 countries that have fairly prominent netball professional setups, and there are a couple of Caribbean players I know in the English Vitality League, I think is what it's called. So how inspiring is it for young netballers in the Caribbean looking on to see the Elite League on television in Jamaica and the ANZ Premiership in New Zealand as a sort of a tool to inspire them to pro contracts?
So I think it's a motivational factor because we have talented young ladies playing netball, and when they see what is happening down there, especially with I think we have 6 ladies that are down there, and they're doing so well. So this motivates our younger athletes to want to aspire to reach there as well. And they're seeing it. They're actually seeing it. It's like they're getting a feel of it. So it's good.
Yeah, and the fact is that when you look at netball in Australia and New Zealand and you see the venues and you see the crowds and you understand the kind of impact that netball has on those communities, I don't think you would not be human if you didn't feel a little bit of envy as a Caribbean person, especially you girls who play netball. Why can't we have this kind of atmosphere for netball in the Caribbean?
It's true. And then when you have this elite league going on, persons who would want to come and join, be a part, because not much of the talents are in this league. And because they want to be seen, and knowing the fact that it's being broadcast, then it will motivate them to come and play because they want to be a part. Who knows? Who can see you? Yeah. And then, possibly you get an opportunity. Yeah. So it's good. It's good that it's being broadcast on TV so that people can see. Because I know persons in New York, many places are watching this league. Yeah. Yes.
And I will say you're welcome on behalf of SportsMax, because I know people are happy about that. I want to ask you quickly about the Jamaica Under-21 squad that competed in Guadeloupe at the Under-21 World Qualifiers. They've qualified along with Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados for the World Under-21 in Gibraltar. In the preliminary part of this tournament, the Jamaica Under-21s had played as part of the Elite League to get some practice and some opportunity for match competition. What do you think about the young players in that squad? I don't think the Spurs played them, but other teams in the Elite League had played them as well. What are your views on the Under-21 girls, and how satisfied are you that you are seeing in the teenagers and 20-year-olds players who can adequately step in to the Sunshine Girls setup?
Okay, I'm satisfied to an extent because I saw them playing and they're talented. I mean, they are being worked on by the 2 coaches that are capable, and getting the experience playing was very good. And what we saw youth, we saw fitness, we saw them gaining a little experience because it was good playing against the elite teams because we have quality players in the elite game competition. So getting that was really good going into Guadeloupe. And I think the last match that they played, they won. And I think that was a boost going into the competition. It really helped them.
Yeah, I suspect so as well, because when they went to Guadeloupe, although it was Barbados that they beat in the final, I think Trinidad and Tobago gave them the toughest fight.
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago's under 21s being coached by Khalifa McCullen, who had played internationally for TNT up to a few years ago. So we look forward to see what happens at the Gibraltar World Under 21 tournament, because it's going to be a tough tournament. We know that typically New Zealand, Australia and England will be tough to beat, but we are hopeful, Mariah, that the Caribbean girls can, put their hands up and do well in Gibraltar.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. And as you speak about the Caribbean girls, right, there was an interview that Trisha Robinson, president, she did, and she spoke about maybe including some Caribbean players in next year's edition of the competition. What do you think about that?
That would be awesome. I mean, it would give us more competition, and, it would spice up the whole competition, knowing that we have our neighbors, our Caribbean neighbors coming in.
Yeah.
Trust me, a lot of players would want to get involved in this. So I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to, now that you have mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And, well, I know we spoke about the TV coverage, but that's on TV. Were you pleased with the turnout of, spectators? Because I know the timing of the matches would have probably affected some people from coming because they had work and everything. But do you feel like more people should come out and support?
Definitely, because when I observed, because before the final, we had the third and fourth being played.
Yeah.
And when I observed, there weren't a lot of people for that particular match. And, I was wondering, it's a Sunday evening. It's a day when families come together and, just sit and enjoy. So it would have been good to have seen more persons coming out. And when our final started, I mean, one side of the arena was full.
Yes.
Was it for Manchester Spurs?
Both teams, both teams.
Yeah.
It was, one side was full with a little here and there in the other areas, and I was, pleased because it began to, be more crowded. But I think it can be much better. I guess with a little bit more marketing, then we should get more. But it was good. But then in the final, when the finals was started, we had more persons, and trust me, the crowd, I think they enjoy themselves, because I heard a lot of cheering, and when they saw the plays, persons, I think they were pleased.
Yeah. Well, I know you are very pleased as well, being the winning captain. Want to thank you so much for taking the time to stop by in our studio, and all the very best in the upcoming competitions that you have.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
No problem. Shanika Johnson there, the winning captain of Manchester Spurs. We're going to take a quick break and come right back just for you.